ñoo ñëw ak yéen rek skincare plus nara jàkkaarloo ak yéen waxtaan ak yéen tuuti rek si suñu tube suñu baax emuñ rek ci ay diw waaye comme ni ngeen ko xamee rek dañoo yëngu ci ay tube te yënguwuñ nag si just any tube suñ tube bu ne 5 star jas na la 5 star jas na mooy jas na bi gën a pire Skin, Kerr, and the plus does come in so many different ways.
No, ini bara.
Okay.
Welcome. Basically, lot of lala me along is cool, man. That I can really relax.
What the madam?
Yeah.
What the madam? Yeah.
Let them do somebody.
That's right.
Grand Villa.
Grand Villa.
That's fine.
Slowly.
Yes. No. Yeah, actually, a lot of people are basically me alone because they relax. So it's basically I can understand.
Nila fani sewa. Nidia nena Grand Villa is the best guest house in the Gambia.
Beji andika Grand Villa Guest House. Na labungul bebe senyaring adu na bungul bebe nyarandiring coming ibela fila ila suwe taranyame. Intel Grand Villa na kiliano la lafino wale mukangwati intel kang. Na ye sabati Grand Villa yela kodo na fa kalamuta.
Oh man, this is like a paradise.
I know.
I so much love this place.
Yeah, thank you.
Trust me, I love this place.
You come to somebody and you're watching one. Kapinjang and you to Gambia kon. Grand Villa.
I tell you. I love this place. Okay. I love this place, man. Oh yeah.
Ni lefta na kuo keso sotola. Futama Oljuntum Paradise Estate. Mbaya kumandiroke 7527218. Wale futana website auto www.grandvillaguesthouse.com. Grand Villa Guest House.
Dreaming of owning a property in a prime location with great proximity and fantastic neighborhood? EJ Investments Sanyang Seaview Estate is the best choice you have been waiting for. Our Sanyang Seaview Estate is approximately 15 minutes drive away from the busy hub of Busubi roundabout and into the heart of nature, where you can have a peaceful and relaxed lifestyle with your family. You can buy a finished 4-bedroom story with 5-year flexible payment plan or a service plot with 2-year payment plan option. With over 300 homes, you will enjoy big tar roads with covered drainage, modern electrification with solar street lights, gated entrance with security post, and a breath-catching experience of our beautiful sea view and lake view. You can own a home today at our Sanyang Seaview Estate. Call us today on 446-4838 or 325-9220. Visit our website on ejinvestments.net. EJ Investments, first in property.
yara nyilla domoro ka diaten
boy janno Sikes restaurant
e sa nakko be ninna dimbal nimba domoro kala janno
domoro seneyata adiyata topotoro fanan kendema bije luntan during tamala abeka domoro ki janni adi manda wala de te ka we bijele anim fanan ka fadi jang ikono e fa e ka fa minne ko pastry anim bakery iko fanan be kalele badde lomba conference lomba workshop lomba ye fo fendin lo dunia kono domoro betama nyillom international o toda number 1
amanke ba domoro jandama
esa domo jang is atariya
awo mu kubandi
sa nakko sa futandin
e oto sa nakko be mu Sikes restaurant
ndafa nan janna mu yat ni manje dorom bijam
aban
Sikes Restaurant, known for best quality food and customer satisfaction.
na broda min ba Europe Mr. Conte nka bo wala kol kan sai na so ko na mano ban ta jabo ban ta tulo ban sai ka bo kol kan anda ka ba office ko na ba dama bulo mutarin ba ka ta sintila no ko mba tunga ne ta ya kuriye ma ko do ban dinga ta mano sani tulo ne jam
mun da be tan la broda man balwo service kalam
mun service
balwo service
ni da foronte mo kalam
mun da a fela broda ko abitala internet ol aya ba site la woldo balwo.com na wo sajje a apo nga ba download la telephone lo na be sandiro to ni wal na be sidin ala office ko ndama manjar pour ay ta bank ko kodoki abe sidin office ko da minto ito message so ya telephone ko no e biti ko be Gambia dawda biti ko ba belo ko ta tano dawda yeta fen ko tawo wodama
yala bari wa service na ta mo da han na ta nyole kan fi janna broda ka ko ta nyole ko ayo ko ti da han
balwo service dinkirala jampo o manken na kolya ko balwo service al demano kaje ko ale do mor feŋol sang alla dimbaya mole ana lakkanun tewol wato bela ani wat sudum fanan kono balwo service la dinkiralu ani la do kunyolu e be banko karo beto kabirin katon fo koyna nalla fa ko ku koton so balwo service la kolto ali commandi telephone la no la milbuko 9400213 7694319 wala 3192870 wala hankabi alta internet oto alila kolu jibe www.baluwo.com.
Do you live abroad and want to build your dream home in the Gambia without risking your funds and family ties? Do you want a household name that is trustworthy and efficient? A name that will continue to give you updates on the project from the beginning to the very end with videos and pictures? If your answer is yes, then worry no more. Boss Construction and Asset Management is here for you. If you live outside the Gambia and want to build your dream home, then this is ideal for you. Just reach out to Boss Construction and let's start building the dream home into a reality. With Boss Construction, the difference is clear. We give you value for money. Some of our services includes the following: construction management, building equipment rentals, rent management, purchase
Hello and welcome to the brunch on Kerr Fatou. I am Lamin Cham, welcoming you all back. Now, this week we will continue discussion actually on the extension of the social legitimacy of President Barrow by members of Coalition 2016, an issue which is still raging. With me to do that in the studio, of course, is my colleague, Nima Satakamara of Gambia College, or rather, University of the Gambia. Nima, welcome. And by the way, I learned that today is Teachers' Day, and since you are a teacher of some sort, so congratulations. And
thank you. And shout out to all my teachers from primary school to date.
Good. Now, across the platform over there, we have Honorable Omar Ceesay. He is the National Assembly member for Nyamina West, East rather, of the Opposition Gambia Democratic Congress, GDC. Welcome to the Brunch.
Thank you, Lamin.
And next to him is Essa Dampha. Essa is a political aide to President Barrow, and he is also the chairman of the coalition media team in the West Coast region. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Good. Gentlemen and lady, welcome to the Brunch, and wherever you are watching us across the country and the world, welcome once again. Now, we continue, of course, with the major story of the day, and that's still the issue about Coalition 2016, the declaration made at State House by the chairperson of the Coalition 2016, Fatou, along with some members of the coalition, who last Friday, the other Friday, visited State House and made announcements that they have decided to extend what they call the social legitimacy of President Barrow from 3 to 5 years. And then we also had, of course, reactions from other members of the coalition, like the United Democratic Party, which says they are not party to it. Doi sent a letter to Madam Tambaja asking for clarifications. We've seen all those in the media, of course. But let me begin by asking you, what do you understand, Nima, from extending the social legitimacy of the president by the coalition 2016? What do they mean? Of course, we all know, and it has always been argued, that once somebody is elected, I mean, the legitimacy that the Constitution provides in the Gambia is 5 years. That's indisputable. But then, of course, the members of other coalition and the much talk about 3 years judgment, they all have a different view. They said, well, yes, we all know that the Constitution actually said 5 years, but this bunch promised us that they're going to stay for only 3 years and quit. So they have a moral obligation to respect that. So what do you understand when they said social legitimacy? Perhaps they're trying to say, well, we are not arguing about the Constitution, that one is indisputable, but this is a social contract we made between people, so we want to extend it.
Yeah. So academically, the definition for social legitimacy is just basically societal acceptance. Societal acceptance of any political or legal regime. So when societal acceptance lacks, that means the likelihood of a political or a legal regime disintegrating is very high. So our understanding here is that societal acceptance is not given by any particular entity. It is given by the society freely. And in this context, you are referring to the voters. So that is why when the former vice president comes and says we extend the president's social legitimacy, people question where do they get their own legitimacy to have to do something like that.
In other words, which authority
do they have to do that? Because that social legitimacy can only come from the voters and not the coalition members.
Okay, fine. Let me cross over to Mr. Dampha. You are a political aide to President Barrow. When you had this, you of course have been a media chair for West Coast for the coalition. What do you think the chairperson of the coalition is trying to achieve by visiting State House and then saying that they have extended legitimacy of the president's 5 to 3 years? Where did they get the authority from? Because if you say, as they themselves said, social legitimacy, and as Nima has alluded to, they can only get that from the people, from the society itself. And where did they get that? They did not. We cannot remember any time they were consulting the people over it. How did they come to this conclusion?
Thank you very much. First and foremost, as a person, because you know, coalition have so many branches.
Organs, yes.
All right, that's senior executive members. So it comprises party reps and stuff like that. And has a coordinating teams for each regions. So basically, me, I'm part of the coordinating team. Then I was designated to be the key person for that particular group. But I learned that there was a series of meetings, you know, since around a few months ago.
Meetings
among the coalition. You know, this is the coalition show.
Exactly.
when we were first and foremost, since 2016, when we are calling, we didn't call the entire country. We called party flag bearers of the respective parties. So the agreement was between them, and also it was extended through our campaign platforms to everyone in this country. So when now they see that there's a lot of lapses, loopholes in the whole issue, the MOU you talk about, not only the 3 years issue, because there's a lot of clauses there which are violated, not even these 3 years, only these 3 years. Just the 3 years. Many people perceive that it's only 3 years, that is the lapses there, but there's a lot of fundamental lapses that was not honored within their rank. So, but they say never is less than known. So they arranged themselves to call a meeting a few months ago, so that to talk about these things now. How are we going to go about this MOU or this 3 years or 5 years issue, or to review the totality of the MOU? So when that one happens, they invited all the parties. The Kerr persons, I learned that she invited all the parties at Kerr, where the initial meeting was took place. So there, all these 7 parties appeared, except Doi. Doi wrote, say,
from the very beginning, Doi did not.
Yeah, they did not appear. The reason being that they say there was a lot of clauses that were violated, we are not honored since the onset. So now it will be meaningful for them to come and partake any serious discussion on the matter. So they think that now the coalition issue, everything about coalition is meaningless. So now the president is an executive president, he can just, do whatever he thinks that is right and based on the constitutional dictates. So, but nonetheless, the 7 parties, they came and conveyed, they say, okay, maybe it's an opinion, and everybody's entitled to your opinion. The party, you have right to join or to say, no, I'm not joining. So, but that should not stop others to come on board and to discuss the issues. So the 7 parties, they came. So I learned that within the topic of discussion, they say they want to review the MOU to see either what was not captured or not honored, and the pending ones now lies ahead. How are we going to merge them together and see to forge ahead to see what happened in future? So when that discussion was about to start or started, some of the parties there agitated that no, we have to sign the MOU.
Could that be UDP? That
UDP, exactly. Said no, we don't even want to go further to review anything or to amend anything here. All what we want to see first, before going further, we want this MOU to be signed.
As it is.
As it is, to be signed.
First.
So because that one, it comprised 3 years agreement. So we want it to be signed. If it is signed, then we can just go further and do any other discussion. So the other parties say no. There's a lot of things that we need to correct here, which are not corrected before. Now we have to review to single out those clauses that are not honored. How are we going to do away with them? And also to forge ahead the clauses that are yet to be reached. So how are we going to do harmonize the things? We have to discuss first and see to reach to the conclusion. So, but those the UDP say no, they insisted. There was a series of meeting 1, 2, 3. They were not interested, and they just marched out of the discussion. So the others, they say, okay, still we have quorum. If 2 parties out of 8, we still have 6 remaining. So we can review the things. They review, and there's amendments. How to go out the issue of good governance and other issues and other lapses that they've seen, lack of consultations between them and the executive. They address all the issues and they put it in the context where they send the copy. That they send the copy to the president, so that he can also take a look at the recommendations that they have and the amendments on that paper. So when the total agreement is done, between the side of the executive, coalition executive and the executive, like the president, and then they will call a joint press conference to shed the light of the outcome of the meeting. So that was the essence of that meeting that happens in Kerr. So it was after that meeting, 2 months, they did not meet because I learned that the chairperson of the coalition was not out of town, was not available. So when she went to Hajj, she came, and now they met you know, before they go to State House, and they say, okay, this is the issue. Now we already review the things. We see that its coalition is not about only to remove the president. There was an agenda that we have. You know, these reform agendas and even economic, security and other aspects, legal constitutions, it's all embedded in our agreement. So now, as we are seeing, the things is in progress. It's going progressively going fine. So it is very premature to say, to ask our president to stand down at the moment. It's going to create a chaos for them. So now, what they see, they all agree to extend the mandate of the president, which is also in line with the constitutional dictate. That's the essence of, as I preview to, as a person. I'm not speaking on behalf of the coalition executive, but my own personal view and as my capacity as the chairperson of media team West Coast Region, this is the information and the knowledge I know about the extension of the mandate.
Now, let's talk about the troubled areas. You've already outlined how DOE and UDP, how they really fizzle out of the whole agreement for one reason or the other. Now, that's where the problem is. They have now come to question the legitimacy, and many people who are either supporters of the UDP or independent analysts of UDP and DOE said by virtue of strength, they believe those two political parties were key players, and their absence really would not, according to many people's views, would certainly decimate or, dissipate whatever strength or whatever validity that this move have done. What do you make of that? I mean, if you look at the parties who are there, and I'm not going to talk about GMC. We later heard that GMC have said they are not part of it anymore, so that's not a problem. But even if GMC were there, according to observers, together, all those things do not represent even 15% of the electorate. So how do you legitimize something where you don't have even the core of the representatives of people?
Thank you very much. You know, people misconstrue sometimes certain things. You know, when we call these parties, flag bearers to come in, parties' participation in the building of the coalition. You know, there was not like a bigger party or a smaller party. It's equal representation. That's why since the onset, we call each party to bring in 70 delegates. 70 delegates. We don't say party A, you are the bigger, you know that you are the bigger party. You can bring 140. Party B should bring 70. Or 50 or 30, because it's the smaller size of the party. So when it talks about the parties comprising the coalition, you talk about equal representation. So it's not about, you know, this party A is the bigger one, party B is more. They all have the same legitimacy as, you know, the other parties have. It depends on people to perceive, to say, okay, we are the bigger party. You know, we should, when we disagree on anything, it should invalidate everything by the virtue of our mightiness. Okay? But when it comes to coalition agreement and coalition terms of governance, there is no smaller or bigger party. Then it's quorum. If 2 parties out of 8 agree, or 3 parties out of 8 agreed on something, the 5 left or the 6 left have the quorum. They can decide, and that decide will validate the coalition stand.
How many parties are in the coalition?
7, including one independent seat.
So we have 3 parties that said they did not.
Well, of late, if you add GMC, okay. But so you said it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Or whatever gains electorally, we saw the gains of the UDP and DOE in the subsequent elections. We've seen that they actually either they've got the biggest gains or perhaps one of the biggest gains. So despite all that, you think, as far as coalition arrangement is concerned, it's equal.
It's equal.
2 is absent, 7 is there, the quorum is extended. The Honorable Omar Ceesay of the GDC, well, I know, of course, you and your party had, from the very beginning, thought that this whole arrangement of coalition is not even fair, because it is, some parties don't even have supporters. I mean, there were people, UDP or the bigger parties masqueraded their supporters and make them into supporters of the smaller party. So as far as you are concerned, you've always known that there is no equality in this business. But let me ask you first, what is your party's perception of this whole coalition thing and the extension of the social legitimacy, as they call it, of President Barrow?
Thank you very much. I'll begin by saying whenever we are to speak in political platform or on the social media or whatever platform, one thing that we must bear in mind, we must not speak to please the people for the sake of pleasing an individual or to say something that will actually undermine the will of the people. We must speak things accordingly. On the side of the GDC as an opposition party, obviously, as you rightly said, right from the beginning, we were anticipating, and what actually we were anticipating, it is exactly that we are realizing now. That's what exactly happened. That has been realized gradually. GDC as a party, of course, we are never a party to the coalition. Yes. And for that being the case, we don't officially indicate our position as long as this extension is concerned. In fact, the issue of 3 years, 5 years, the GDC as a party, we are yet to indicate officially our position in respect to that. But speaking in my own capacity as a National Assembly member and not from the idea of the party, we must understand that these are individuals, well-recognized and respectful individuals who, when inside and discuss whatever matter, because we wanted to realize change in this country, they closed themselves indoors, having discussed everything, having agreed on whatsoever, that very thing, the Gambian people will adhere to it. This was done after they opened up to the Gambian people. They went around all over the country to tell the people actually what actually was discussed indoors. And everything was spelled out. The educated, the non-educated people, everyone was aware how these people actually want to govern the Gambian people. Exactly. And this was known and accepted by the Gambian people, meaning the agenda was actually accepted by the people. So having realized and having accepted that by the people, we must not say things at the end of the day that will actually undermine the will and undermine the mind of the people. So because power is the mind of the people, the strength of the people, the will of the people, and of course the wisdom of the people. What is the wisdom of the people? We must question that. Greater number of the population, we must determine whether those that actually are advocating for 3 years is larger than those actually calling for 5 years.
Well, that's the trouble here. Nobody has ever got so far any idea, but if 3 years make noise,
that's exactly. This can only be determined if the president is actually anticipating that the 95% or 75% of the population are with him. Why can't we call for a dialogue or conduct a referendum? There we can able to determine whether the greater percentage are with him or are against him. This actually will determine. But one thing we must make clear, the coalition members, not long ago, they of course conducted a meeting at the State House, indicating that they have extended the president's mandate to 5 years. Of course, we are not arguing about the constitutional provision. This no one is arguing, because they are not ignorant of the fact that this, what the constitution is exactly talking about, that we all knew. So here the issue is those that are saying 3 years, they have something to rely on. This is beyond the coalition. And those advocating for 3 years, they are not actually from an individual party saying party A, B, or C are the one advocating for 3 years. These are Gambian people, very concerned people who actually want to be heard, who want to spell out their grievance in respect to leadership and their promise being fulfilled. Now these people, if they close themselves inside again and having discussed everything, extending the president's mandate to 5 years, they should be firm and bold enough to go out there to the people, speak to them, hear from them, and actually what will be the reaction of the people. There actually we will know. But they will not sit alone. One must question, in fact, are all these people in these individual parties present during the meeting? One must question. I even must question whether the letter was circulated to all individual parties, indicating to them that there will be a meeting in respect to this. And they must let the people know what was the reaction of those parties if they were called. This was not known and this was never said.
Thank you, Honorable, for now. Mr. Dampha, I mean, supporters of President Barrow always said there is no back door to the presidency, so one has to wait for 5 years. But I mean, the coalition, you mentioned, of course, when you called the coalition, you came together. But like you said, after you came together, you went out to the people to explain to them your position.
Yeah.
Now, is it not reasonable, and a valid point, that when you want to change your mind about it, is it not reasonable to go back to the people? I mean, rather than using this forum at State House, using, as your critics said, a backdoor to legitimize the president's social contract, and you say nobody should come through the backdoor, yet this move, according to your critics, seems to be a backdoor process to legitimize the social contract. What do you make of his arguments? Shouldn't you have come to the people?
No, really, it depends on how you pass it. We are in a very democratic dispensation. It's very free.
Not that.
People have their legitimate right to express themselves. Either it's wrong or right.
Yes, which is good.
Advocating for something that doesn't make it right.
Right. Okay.
But you should be allowed to express yourself.
Yes.
All right. My point here, Coalition Manifesto comprised so many things, and it was violated here. We never see anybody sympathizing to come and just protect that clause. It has been violated since first 3 months in office. We were supposed to go to the National Assembly as coalition.
Yes.
And the parties came here and said, no, we are not going to adhere to this because then we will not favor our party. And we've seen nobody coming out to sympathize with that clause. So it's very unfair to have a selective pick something.
In other words,
we communicated. We said that we have to go around and communicate to people as we did to our campaign platforms.
Yeah. Well, you never.
I just want to reiterate that position. Yeah. There's so many things disclosed in our campaign platforms. We cannot honor. Yeah. We've seen no education from the side of the population to say, yeah, but this thing, it was not honored, and now we just continue moving. In these events, this 3 years issue, yes, we are using all our avenues to send the clear messages to people. Let them to understand. What he was saying.
You didn't take any dialogue. You just stated your position that you're gonna go for 5 years, whether somebody like it or not.
What we do. Dialogue. You can have dialogue with people.
That's not a good way to start a dialogue.
No. Let me come. Let me come. When you talk about dialogue, there should be representation. These people agitating for 3 years, who are they?
Gambians.
Yes. They have to officialize their things. For example, if you have an office, you register governments.
Okay, let's not.
I'm just.
You will have your thing.
You
have your thing, yes.
Mr. Jam, if I want to come to Kerr, I have to know the location.
They are faceless.
I have faceless people. I have to know the location.
What do you mean? We've seen them on television.
On television now, where is their location? Where is their center? So that you can communicate to them. What is their address? You can communicate to them. Okay. So they can send their representatives and facilitate things.
I see. You want to see a headquarters?
No, it's not headquarters, but let them have something. If somebody want to read them, not individually, but as a group. You can know these are the examples and these.
So even if there is an intention to dialogue, you don't know where to go.
So that means they are faceless people. Agitating for something that they don't even have a clue about. They don't even have a clear expression. Because if you want to rely on coalition, you can advocate for my concern as a citizen. You have to deserve your own opinion or right. Even though you don't belong to any political party, you have right to express yourself. Constitution gives you right. Universal Section 25 is there. But also, we are not saying no one should protest or to showcase your anger or anything. But it should be with conformity with the law. There's a Public Order Act, and it still existing. You want to go and protest, that's not a problem. We never say nobody should protest. Okay? Go and take your permit and do whatever you want to do. You will be guided by the police. But what they agree is a treasonous act. That we are going to do.
They never say.
What I heard from them, they say in that way they are removing a legitimate government.
What I heard related.
Using their legitimate rights to do so.
Using
their legitimate rights.
What makes it legitimate? What makes it legitimate? What makes it legitimate?
When the coalition met, before they come out to the public, whatever happened was a private agenda. The private agenda was sold to the people. It only became public, it became binding, it became a contract between the coalition government and the people when we vote on that platform.
Yes.
when you come back as an elected official and you want to renege on your promise, the people have a legitimate right to hold you accountable for what you have promised them and now reneging on it. It is the constitution that empowers the people to protest against their elected official when they're not happy with their conduct. So when the people go out to protest against Barrow serving beyond 3 years, they have a legitimate right to do so. If that leads to the removal of the government, that can never be tantamount to treason. That is a legitimate.
I want to answer to that. I want to answer to that.
Go ahead, yes, quickly treat that, yes.
Really, you are very right. You cannot use clause of constitution to fight another clause of the present constitution. It's very important.
They are not
yes, no, it's contradictory.
They are not in
because you say that's a clause in that guarantee for citizenry to come and manifest their anger to their elected authorities. That's very right. It's inside the constitution.
The constitution.
But the constitution that says Gambian constitution that says the president can serve for 5 years.
The constitution.
So now the president says I'm going to serve for 5 years.
Let's qualify.
I'm going to serve for 5 years. You have no problem of going out. Go and take your permit, ask what's inside in the Public Order Act, and do your protest and manifestation.
Yes, and go.
You will be guided that you express your anger, everybody will know, even the international community will know. Many of them, some of them are not happy with this. That is end of it. You know, that's end of it. But because you don't say what they do. Yeah.
I never heard them say they're going to take up arms and remove it. Even the
no. You know that's a 3 years of removing the government.
And then the other way is to.
That's a 3 years of removing the government. All these are illegal. Only one is legitimate.
Which is what? Election.
Election.
Where are the other illegals?
Through the ballot, through the blood,
and then
through the uprising.
Uprising.
To call unrest, civil uprising. So that's what they are looking for. We've seen it.
Okay.
But to manifest to showcase your anger, it's very permissible.
So they want to remove people powers in the street to bring down the
government.
So what is government? What do you think is wrong with that?
No, it's very wrong. Because that's going to be treated like a treasonable act. Like how if you just take a gun.
What we have seen.
Because we've seen that to remove the government is through the ballot box.
What we have seen in Tunisia, in other places where people rise up and demanded stuff.
If you want to what example good this. Not bad this.
Not bad this.
Not bad. Like Syria. No, they said like Syria. They said they want to remove the government through that uprising. What happens now? The government is still in place, and how many people lose their life there? So if you want to quote example, not associate those bad or only positive side is
now, you know that. So in order to avoid all this, now, is it not incumbent upon the people who are in power to initiate a dialogue that can prevent all this? Now there's an apparent reluctance on the part of the government to engage these people. They don't recognize them as serious.
They don't recognize they are not serious. I tell you they are not serious. Because if you are serious, you mean business. You know you have to exhaust all ways and means how to legitimize yourself. You should be accessible. You should have office contacts. You should be listed as civil society. That can be accessible. If you want to reach you, we reach you. You know that you are very well organized. But you don't call it. You are not serious.
Can you say if there is indeed an organized contact and serious people who have come forward to representing this thing, in your view, the government will be willing to engage them.
I cannot speak on behalf of the government, the spokesperson of government, but in that day, we will see that, if the government did not adhere to them, then we will see that maybe, they are reluctant to engage them. Yes, because you should be, even the president once made it, when he met the Congo elders, or West Coast elders, he said, you are the one who is bringing in this topic here. I never talk about it, because if civil Islamic Council talk, I will recognize them because they represent something. They are organized institutions. If President Council talk, I will recognize them and I will adhere to them. If other areas talk, I will recognize them.
Also be president.
But these people.
Yeah, but could it be the president find it convenient to ignore this? Not to ignore this.
It's not. A president, you are not ordinary.
Yeah.
You cannot engage in something that is meaningless.
Okay.
If you want president engagement, you have to be meaningful. You have to align yourself with legitimacy. So legitimacy.
Yeah, I just have a few questions and then I will make my comment. Is it the constitution or the people that elected the president?
It is the constitution.
Who elects the president?
People.
The people.
Based on the course of the constitution.
Who elects the president?
People.
The people elect the president.
Yes.
Who can remove the president?
The people.
The people can remove the
yes.
president. Is it just a section of the people or the people?
The people itself.
The people.
Yes.
So
according to the time for that is 2021.
Very well.
And not before.
You know, it's not say.
The Constitution says 2021, right?
Yeah.
But it is the people that vote in the president, and it is the people that can remove the president.
Yes.
They can do so by themselves. They can do so through a National Assembly.
Very well.
You accept that? Now, if we elect a president based on a legal framework, which is the Constitution. The Constitution says the legal term of a president is 5 years. It doesn't say that the president must serve for 5 years.
Very well.
It doesn't say that.
It doesn't say
It
that.
says the president can resign. It says in an event the president dies, he can be impeached, meaning he can be removed by the people's representatives. He can also be asked to resign by the people who vote him to office. Because it is the people that give legitimacy to the president through their votes. Those people can take that legitimacy back by asking the president to resign.
That's a way to do so.
That is acceptable.
That's a way to do so.
That is acceptable, right? Now, if a president is found to be deceptive, as we are seeing instances that is suggesting that, with the president saying, campaigning rigorously on a platform, and then coming back a few years later and say, I'm going to do whatever I like, whether you like it or not. Or where we have in audios where he's said to, where hard to say, you can say whatever you want during a campaign. That is deceptive, right? That is an immoral thing to do. Right? Excuse me.
Your own perception. You know, it depends on you. You know, everybody is entitled to their own view. I don't want to come to that. You must.
I'm not done. My point is, when you wanted to be elected, you went to the people to seek acceptance from them.
Yeah.
If you want to serve beyond what you've promised, you are obligated to go back to seek acceptance. If a section of the society says we do not accept, they have a legitimate right to do so. Because you are re-seeking mandate. So the president cannot.
I think it's my show. Let him come to we give him that floor so that he can floor. Is a member of the. Okay, you know they already. Excuse me. You know what? There's a little bit confusion in this argument. You cannot just say today, I give you legitimacy because I voted for you for 5 years. Tomorrow I want to remove you. That's fine. You have a lot of ways to remove the president. President to say, I want to resign, and by force resign is two different things. There is nobody who can stop the president from resigning even 1 year, or 2 years, or 1 month, 2 months. He can resign. Nobody, if you are not satisfied with his conduct, you voted National Assembly members. They are the representative. You talk to Omar, he is a representative. Look at the president, what he is doing. Why can't you have a motion to impeach the president? It has a procedure to that. So, in all essence, we don't want to see chaos. Yeah, in democratic dispensation, there's no excuse for chaos.
Well, let's have this.
There's no excuse for chaos.
You know why Nima and others are concerned, or the critics so says? They said leadership is about trust. Alright? When the trust is on, you see this notion that nobody can, the people cannot remove the president until another 5 years. It's not entirely true.
You're not saying that. You're not saying for that.
No, you're not saying that. They are suggesting that any other way is illegal.
No, there's a legal base.
Okay, now
there's a legal base.
Even if you don't go through the parliament. Now listen.
No, protest is not legal. Protest to remove the president is illegal.
Okay, now there you go.
It's illegal.
Okay, now, where there is no trust, I mean, let me give you an example. The conservative government in the UK, I mean, they came to power through the mandate of David Cameron when they defeated Gordon Brown. We are in the same mandate. How many prime ministers do they have?
Almost 2, I think.
This is the third one. This is the third one.
David Cameron.
And then 5 years still running. And then, let me finish.
Yes.
David Cameron's term should have been 5 years. Alright? But you know, like I said, your leadership is the best practice is trust between the government and the government. The conservatives could have gone, if David Cameron had been arrogant or perhaps had been power hungry, he could have said, okay, I lost the referendum, even though I believe that we should stay in the European Union, but majority of the people have kicked against it. I don't care. So my mandate is still 5 years. I will go.
Yes.
But he resigned because he knew that look, people no longer trust me. I cannot head this government when I don't have trust in the people, because they are saying that. I mean, since I cannot deliver this, I brought this mess. I should go. He quit. The Conservative mandate is still there. Theresa May came. May promised that he will deliver this, he will deliver this, he will deliver this. People ask her to resign because she is overambitious. You cannot deliver this. She felt that look, I cannot deliver what I promised. She quit because the trust between her and the people are away.
Really?
Johnson is even more in a problem now. Probably he too will last. He will probably be the shortest reigning prime minister, etc., etc. All these are examples of good practice and trust. When a leader feels that there are certain section, and in many cases, like section of the society felt that they can no longer trust me because I have said this and I'm not reveling on it. Let me quit.
Very well.
You know that there is nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong.
Okay.
Sorry, can I say
why is Mr. Barrow not as they promised? I mean, when the coalition, your coalition, when they came, all that they told us that they will do exactly the opposite of Yahya Jammeh. You know, if this was Yahya Jammeh, nobody would require him because everybody knows his standard.
Yeah.
For him, nobody will acquire him. Okay, so we acquire him because you promised us a new era.
So let me come to that. Let me come to this conservative issue.
Yeah.
First and foremost, it was conservative mandate. And Theresa May was threatened by his own deputies that they're going to vote against him, against her.
Yeah, because they follow the interest of they know the majority of the people.
That was that he's not even willing to go in the first place.
Yeah. But
the day that he was delivering a resignation letter, she was crying.
Yes.
Because he wanted to know why this was forced out.
Yes.
Let me tell you, okay, one. Two.
But who are these? It's the public opinion.
I'm coming.
And these people even have.
I'm coming.
She could claim that I have a mandate. This referendum, the people.
Mr. Cham. I'm coming.
Mr. Cham.
Secondly, all the successors that follow suit are from the same party.
Yes.
Are from the same party.
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
Now, we are saying, not people from the street that remove them. Not people, no, what I'm saying, I mean, there is nothing wrong for you to talk to your assembly members. If you feel something,
Mr. Dampha, these people in the conservative government who rebel against the prime minister, they are listening to public opinion.
Why? What happens to our assembly members? If they are listening to public opinion, and they've been feeling that what public are crying is really the majority of the citizens who are crying. What happens? What happened to them?
What happened to the president to listen to reason and say, look, let's not go through this. Let me just since I'm the problem, let me just
quit. Because I'm the problem. But if you say no, I'm going to continue. Who is going to force him to step down?
Why should we come back?
That's no. You are saying something that's the people. Morally, you are just there's a constitutionality and morally. But you think that. But this one can resign. But you told. If you see that there is an outlet, how many people are also consolidating the president's 5-year mandate? How many people? Do you know that?
But you told us.
How many times have you seen people going around advocating for 5 years for the presidency?
Exactly.
So not only get one side.
Okay.
There's a vast majority of them also aligning themselves to the 5 years. So we should be fair. Now, if they are serious, let them begin to they have their own. We sit together and we stand for them.
Yes.
We know how many people are against for 3 years and how many people are against for 5 years. So there's a comparison analysis. The president will act accordingly.
Or we just simply sit down and wait for 2020.
That's it.
That's the best way.
I think it's the best way.
You see, yes. Of course, I know that GDC must be smiling within themselves that they always know this arrangement will end in samples with they themselves quarreling among themselves.
No, it might not be.
And of course, you are Gambians and you are watching all this.
It might not be.
If you were, it was by Makande.
To step down after 3 years.
He would have.
That's the point I'm saying.
If this was
he would exactly.
Mr. Dampha said he didn't believe it.
Yes. Yeah, that's his point of view. You see, Mr. Cham, if we are arguing, let's argue to convince one another.
Okay.
I have earlier stated, let us not talk to please an individual. Okay. Let us make things very substantial in order to argue, to convince the people that are listening to us. Okay. And not for the sake of talking. You see, I would not accept the idea that GDC was not a party to the coalition. Yeah. That is why maybe the membership of the GDC cannot deal with the issue. Yeah. My citizen, no, excuse me. I am my citizenship before joining associating myself to a political party. Yeah, I believe Mr. Dampha will agree with me. I am my citizenship. So this is about citizenship. Concerned Gambians talking about the issue, spelling out their grievance. So it will not be actually comfortable for one to say GDC is never a party and the members of the GDC have no right to say anything about the coalition. We are citizens. Secondly, it will not be a point of argument. Of course, it will be wrong for one to say the people actually advocating for 3 years, they don't have any office, any address or whatsoever.
Yes.
It will be wrong for one to say that.
Did you have any office?
Exactly. But now I'm saying the point here for one to say the people advocating for 3 years don't have any address for one to locate them. Yeah. It will not be a point of argument. It should be the duty of the government. It was the government that stood up to meet the people. Okay. I get the point. So I think if the government is ready to conduct dialogue, constructive dialogue, they should be bold enough to summon these people if they have address. The government is well.
Lie to me or say things to me that seem deceptive. I don't want that. So for example, if I have a government that is doing that now, I want that government to resign. That will be my position. My position as an individual, I don't mind Barrow serving for 5 years because that is to the best interest of everyone, right? But if I'm going to ask Barrow to resign, it is going to be based on the fact that I don't want a dictatorship. I don't want a leader that takes me for granted, right? I don't want a leader who is going to say this and do something differently, right? I want a leader who is accountable to me. I want a leader who understands that power resides with me as an individual. So even me, just one person, can go and protest against Barrow for what he has said and renege on it. So Barrow can lead a dialogue by using all the platforms that is available to him. The media is one of those. Rather than coming to say, I'm going to serve for 5 years whether you like it or not, Barrow can just simply say, we said 3 years when it was convenient. Now that we are in office, because of so and so and so and so, we are seeking for an extension of our mandate to 5 years as it conforms to the Constitution.
Does that make sense?
Sorry, let me say this.
But you know, saying something concerning this.
Okay. Doesn't that make sense, Mr. Dampha? Honorable.
You know, Nima, I have no argument of you as a citizen to come out and protest.
But please, not citizen.
No, but I don't mean I'm coming out. You know, don't call me wrong. Anything that's a process. There's a constitutional protections for the protest of any citizenry. That's a it's very fundamental. Okay? That's why we advocate for freedom of expression. We never want to oppress or suppress any media outlet. Exactly. We want everybody to advocate, to say, because if somebody is angry, you know, he is powerless, but he can express his anger. Then we maybe diffuse the tension, you know, and you know his temper will be fed up. So that's very acceptable. You have right to do so in the norms and terms that is stipulated in the Constitution. You follow the due process. You have done. We are not. There's so many demonstrations took place in this country since the advance of peaceful dispensation. Nobody, you know, take them to action. But now, what I'm saying is, you have to follow the due process of the law. You have to have your own say. But the majority also have to have their own way. That's democracy.
are not actually in favor of the 3 years job.
Except when they come in their party's position. When we make their press releases now, we align ourselves with this part because we know that all their manifestos, they are going to work together for 5 years. That is in line with their party structure. They are not even having any interest in this 3 years issue. They are only what I'm saying. Now, we can assume what the leader said. We can assume.
Let me remind what the APR's interim leader said not long ago. He said, we're not yet taking up a decision. But if we go for 5 years, then Barrow will stay here for 5 years. If we, on the other hand, opted for 3 years, we can assure that Barrow will go.
Let's
now listen now.
As of now, as we speak now.
And APRC was, well, of course, many things have changed, but they were second.
They were second, yeah.
Okay.
They got 40%.
Well, of course, you can argue that a lot of they are supporting.
Even still, they have a lot of supporters. I cannot dispute that.
But we cannot say they have that number of support they had.
No. Many people.
And here is GDC not agreeing with you.
No, GDC is saying his individual opinion. He is not speaking on his party.
He says.
On their podcast, he says. I think when I'm just
But if you look at
if I'm right,
but if you look at insinuation.
If I'm right, what he said,
he says that on his capacity.
On his capacity.
But if you have been following the
yes,
GDC's pronouncements recent,
yes. And unless we see, he said the Mohammed said,
yes,
since the onset that he is not going to align himself with this issue.
Yeah, but
because if he's supposed to be elected as a president, he will not do any meaningful change for the citizenry on these 2 years. So now he is wanting to give them a mandate of 5 years.
Yes.
Now one day we see Mama Kande calling our player and we say, look, me, I am now in support of these 3 years. And my party. Not only me and my party. We are supporting these 3 years. We see Fatou and Mr. Chang.
Yes. Sorry, let me say this.
Before that happens, we think the majority of the vast majority of the candidates are in support of 5 years.
Of course. How would you know?
Mr. Chang, let me say this. You see, it will not be convenient. Sorry, it will not be convenient for Mr. Dampha to claim what actually he is claiming. The idea of vast majority of the people are supporting for 5 years.
That's what he said.
Yeah, it will not be convenient. How can one determine that? And what statistic?
He already said.
Yeah, the statistic they are meaning, in fact, the people supporting 5 is lesser. Because considering the percentage during the election the impasse or the election results, you will realize that, in fact, they secured just 43%.
Yes,
43% of the votes. So meaning the other parties, the greater side of the population constitute the other percentage. Good. Now that the members of the coalition, those who were actually supporting the coalition, he indicated to us that they are divided. Is that is right? Meaning, in fact, the 43% now is divided. Others are on the other side.
That's what I'm saying.
I get it. No, excuse me. It's the reverse now. Excuse me. So you will realize that for one to determine that the majority of the people are supporting them, why can the president simply and gently conduct a referendum for one to determine what is to be done and what is to be carried out? That is very legal.
Is the president courageous to do that?
No, I heard some of the members from the president.
You heard some?
Yes. Some of them are saying 75% of the Gambian people are actually with the president.
Yes, somebody said.
Sirinjai, if I may quote.
Yes.
I get the point.
Yes.
So if Sirinjai is too bold enough to advise the president, why can he simply advise the president for us to go in for a referendum? So that he can simply secure that 75%. There no one will argue. Here now the Gambians are deciding. Because we decided that it's going to be 3 years. Upon buying the agenda. Now that here we are determined to the referendum. There we will know. But as much as this is not done, then you cannot determine your fate in this. Donald himself cannot even determine his fate.
He's saying that the president is not prepared for any popularity test. All what the president is interested is to push all these issues aside until 2020.
What I'm saying, I have him very clearly. His arguments, for us as coalition, you know, when we are advocating for these things, many parties have their own stand in their party manifesto. They have no business to do with this coalition agreement or something like that. They already know, because some of these parties like APS, they have been ruling for 5 years.
Yes, sir.
How can when he just registered his party, he know that the government is 5 years. Don't he support us They already stick in their brain that our president is going to sacrifice.
That is my. Listen, take it from me. Please, sorry. That is my point of argument. One will not consider that observer as a point of argument. The point for one to say.
Really, Omar, Honorable, with due respect, if you can just give me some minutes. You see, the issue of is very, you cannot determine. It's very complex. Okay? But politics has what we call fluctuation. There is no color in politics. That's what they say, no permanent enemy or permanent friend in politics. It's permanent interest.
That is why your friends are now going away from you. That is because there is no permanent friend. No, excuse me.
That's a common phrase.
Good.
But what critics say, that is when they want to depart from.
That's what I'm saying. There is no permanent enemy, there is no permanent friend. And the friends who are associated with them.
Let him allow me.
Sorry.
Allow me.
So you
let him allow me. What I'm saying, Barrow is having majority. We know it. Because we protested on the ground.
What statistics?
We know it.
Then on what base? What statistics?
Let me come. Why I say there's no permanent friend or enemy? We've seen a lot of people decamping from other camps to our camp.
From the UDP.
UDP, MRC, DDC, all nothing.
One evidence.
We've seen West Coast. I'm residing in West Coast.
Are those the people?
I reside in West Coast. I can take example.
Every day they're not.
The person who installed Yagame, who was very much instrumental to see Yagame to stand from military era to stand for the presidency.
Now with Barrow.
He's with Barrow. Not only his camp. So
that guy is an expert in transforming interim leaders.
What I'm saying, I'm just giving a quick example. You say that I have to give an example.
Yeah, you have.
Like even UDP, they are having a chairman, the deputy chairman in Brigade, West Coast Leader.
Yes.
The person is now with the Barrow. With Barrow coming, all these chairmans, indigenous chairmans, I mean. Okay? All 7 constituencies in Congo. Indigenous chairmen are all with Barrow.
Now we should take you yourself as an example. You and I had UDP.
No, I'm there at
Oh, you were
I was from UDP since 2006. I was there. So if there's a lot of people, they come from many other parties.
So you're from Doi now, you're in Barrow.
In Barrow, sir.
And those are the majority.
I'm majority. When you take investors, we have the majority. We form the majority.
So you are saying.
So similar trend is across the country.
Are you claiming that today, if there are going to be an election today, the West Coast region will be won by Barrow?
We're going to have 65%.
That's the one by them.
65, that's what I'm saying. I'm giving you more. You know, 60% I mean we win. So you're going to have 65%. Yes.
I have a question. Just very recently, the IEC sent a warning to political parties to refrain from buying votes. Is it by any chance, are they referring to the Barrow camp?
Buying vote, you know what do you mean by buying? Because they're not in elected partners. What do you mean by buying vote? They are not elected side. How do you buy
I
vote?
was afraid, I mean, what has been said before the IEC announcement was that, let's say it's precipitated by the fact that there are reports that some parties who are allegedly looking for when you
register, you mean?
No, when you are registering, you have to go and look for signatories, from electors. You not necessarily need to collect their cards, but at least to get the cards numbers and
serial number
for them to give their consent that they want the party to register. So it was alleged that the BYM, whatever their name, were the people who were going around the country and telling local leaders that we want to bring projects here, we first want to get your voters card. So these allegations have been brought to the notice of the IEC, and they wouldn't have come out with a press release. I'm not saying it's the BYM, then it could have been another new party like this GAP or whatever. No, GAP is already registered. Maybe someone else. It could have been any other party. But then the IEC came out instead because they said people actually they want to take people's voters card from them physically, which is wrong. Was this BYM?
No, point of correction.
Some people say
point of correction. BYM is borrowed for national development. It has
BNDP. You know it better. Okay, tell us now.
Transfer. You want to transform the passport to a party.
That's what you want.
We are about to transforming the passport to a party, but BYM is development entity.
But it's not BNDP, BYM. Which one is correct?
No, people are in the hands to know the name. They will come. We're going to minister in January.
In January?
Yes.
Isn't
Then
that
we will come to the.
so now the party will be registered in January.
We will register in January.
It's breaking news.
Yes.
And you don't know you're gonna give a name.
No, it's not yet. Let me just clarify this issue.
IP something.
Let me clarify this issue. Whatever the name might be, it will not be appropriate. It shouldn't be, put more tests on it. Just to put BYM, our opponents, our political opponents might be, political opponents, they're scared of whatever is a BYM. So that is not that necessary. BYM, what they do, people themselves write, like when you want any development in your area or work board or something like this, you want their assistance, you write to them. They have their office, you write to them and give to them, they assess it. If they can do it, they come to it and do it, what they can do. If they cannot do, they say you cannot do. That's them. But what happens? They have them, maybe they may have them, they are in the bag of registering the Barros Party.
Yes.
And there's people, in Fatou, we have since Blake level, we have committees in Blake, constituencies, wards, regions, and even the nation.
Exactly.
So maybe they might have seen people registering voters cards numbers, to prepare to register a party.
Exactly.
So maybe they will just send that raw information to IEC, maybe without being told investigation. The
IEC came
out with a listing statement, and which is their right. They are the umbrella body of overseeing everything related to this election. That's not a problem. But we are not at fault. We are not doing anything illegal. If that is happening, we are not taking somebody's cards physically. We are not producing any alcohol or keys to Ghana. That's not to Ghana. Your residents ID card or voters card, for a purpose of development. That's not true. That's the allegation. That allegation is just like our opponents are just trying to, develop our image.
Sorry, Mr. Dampha, Mr. Cham.
Now, let's talk about that. You said the 3 years job.
He said about the
3 years job that people are not registered, they are not,
he said
they are not present. I'm talking about 3 years later. The GDC recently made an accusation that the IEC should stop the BYM or whatever their name, BFC or BNDP, whatever their name is, from political activities because they are not yet fully registered. Mr. GDC,
exactly. You see, the point is, I think that's where the president, because he is no more talking about coalition, he is talking about Barrow as an individual. Obviously.
I think his point is that you accused the other coalition, the absentees in the coalition at State House, where this announcement made, that they just pick just one aspect of the agreement, which is 3 years. There are others, such as that the winner of the coalition should not seek election in the election immediately after. Now, apparently, what is happening now is really good. Contrary to all that, what do you make of it?
Let me say this, Mr. Cham. You see, the issue, because as I said earlier, of course, him categorizing the president as an individual and not recognizing, of course, the coalition as a whole. That's where actually failure started. No, excuse me, let me say this. Because the BYM is not for coalition members, it's for an individual. Do we agree?
Yes.
Because the name indicates that these people are actually supporting Barrow and not the coalition. Meaning the agenda of the coalition is no more realized. If suppose that is to be realized, these people will go with the agenda of the coalition. But none of the coalition members actually have say as long as the BYM is concerned. BYM acknowledging that it's not a registered political party. The stories that we are saying, we live them, we realize them, we observe them, we witness them. That BYM is going around, obviously, going to village, collecting people. I'm telling you, my people. a National Assembly member. And my people, I have interaction with my people. They do describe people for me, tell me names, and tell me where they are actually coming from. Tell me what actually is their objective, what they are told. I witness this, and I am told. So I will not agree with with Mr. Dampha saying that BYM, maybe the opponents are just trying to weak them or whatsoever, or scare of them. That is not a point of argument. We live what we are saying. We observe them. BYM is not a registered political party. So obviously they have no mandate, any constitutional mandate.
If you want to become one, you must start. If you want to become a political party, you must start.
Yeah, no, let's take it this way. It is, no, excuse me, let me say this way.
I want to register to go out there and said, I want to put a party vote.
That's where they have started going down. If we never contracted BYM going around the whole country, asking people to submit their problems to them, we have never contracted them. Okay, they are never elected, never appointed by our government. We have our cabinet members who are actually given this mandate to do, who are paid to do this service for us. I think
you mean
the BYM, of course, they are going
by the philanthropic.
No, I mean the BYM, what they are doing, the development agenda actually that they are telling the people, asking people to give them their voters card so that they can bring development in their areas. This is what actually I'm talking about.
Political strategy they are using.
Exactly. So I am saying our ministers are appointed, of course, to deliver this service for us. They are paid for it. So obviously we have no contract with BYM. So why is BYM going around from village to village asking people to submit their ID cards in order for them to bring development activities for them? This does not actually sound well. So the point I'm making is,
but he said that's not true.
No, it's happening. I'm telling you, I'm an elected member. I know what I'm talking about. I have a clear source for my electorate. There's something. These are things that actually we live, we observe them, we realize them. It's happening. We know about it. So why?
You already seem to have a lot of opposition. This is not UDP we are talking about.
No, it's happening.
We anticipate that. In political and we have to be ready. I'm trying to put a hole on your claim that you have 75% support already. That's what I'm saying. He's just, even he himself, we're going to beat him out from GDC to our camp very soon. So, okay, to point of clarification here. Okay. He said something like, but you know, BYM and SDP, why do you not say? I want to say something. Barrow Youth for National Development. Yes, it's a group of people who registered as NGOs or philanthropist organizations or stuff, something like that. Okay. They're seeking funds for their own and complementing the efforts of the president or any other person, at least to render services based on their own level, at their own level. They are not subvented. They are not a government parastatal or government entity. They are not given any money. They are not allocated any budget from the central government. Alright? Now, we've seen a lot of philanthropists here who are just doing so. They are just buying lands and giving it to people. Mama Kande is giving 60 oxygen to, and he is not in government. He is not subvented. He is not giving money. That's might be even me. I'm used to it. But I always acknowledge these good deeds to the people. He is serving the government. He is just trying to make the life and livelihood easy. So, Mr. Chow. No, implementing the government efforts. The government doesn't publicly appreciate. Very well. No. You know, it used to go through the channels, and when it goes through the minister, the minister will acknowledge this effort. Oh, he goes through. Yes. The minister will acknowledge. Thank you very much for the support that you rendered. Even like RV, as a chief medical officer, something like that, will acknowledge they are present there and they will put it on their platform, media platforms. That's a laudable gesture. It's a laudable initiative. We just encouraging many political parties or individuals to go through. Let's make this point clear. Because this thing comes. He's been talking about so many things. So that's the point of clarification on the side of BYM. They are not a political party. Barrow Fans Club is a political party in the making. There's a political support group for president. To support President Barrow is a politician. You can never deviate him or exempt him from exercising his political right. It's because of politics that's why he's expelled. So he should be supported politically. Alright? That's That should be very much clear to everybody listening or here, following the program. Now, the entity that is giving that support is Borough Funds Club, not Borough for National Development. And now, you cannot just sit on the media and just accuse people like that without giving any evidence. If your guys at your constituencies telling you that we've seen Borough movement coming here asking people to give their ID card before we give you any development, you have to give your ID card or let them picture it, let them just record them. I'll put you, and your National Assembly member, if you go to the parliament, raise your voice there. That these people, they are violating the constitution. You shouldn't collect somebody's document in presence of any other document. You've seen these philanthropists, they never do that. You have to support people, support them. Fine. And you cannot say, you cannot use two things. We've seen National Youth Council, you've seen government policies, government organs, government institutions, they are subvented. And they do not do everything. They don't solve all our problems. So what is stopping the philanthropy coming out and compliment their effort? You cannot get them not do that. What is important? Are they sponsored by our money? Have you seen them anywhere? No, that's what I said. Mr. Are all movements sponsored by our money?
But if I were a president,
yes,
and I am elected to deliver services,
yes,
and I have money, all right, that's meant for that purpose.
Yes.
Why wouldn't I use already established state?
Exactly. He's doing that one. But in addition, what Borough Youth Movement? The movement is not subvented by the president. Is it subvented by the state?
Mr. to the minister of
That's what I'm saying. You see people with rounds here and stuff like that, and they are not in places. Why not and give it to the Minister of Agriculture before you just come out on TV and say, me, I'm the one who did this thing? Because he wants to. So, sorry, Mr. Movement, there are people who are distant and they are people who any philanthropist assistance in this country. They are not restricted. So the problem is if our money is diverted to their account so that they can also do their own activities. That is questionable. If our money, state taxpayers' money, is being diverted from these rightful organs, so that but if they themselves go out and look their money outside the box and spend it on Gambians, what is wrong with that?
The difference is Mama Kande has not been elected by us. He's not presiding over our national affairs.
But
we can only say that he wants to do it. If we find any fault with his method of doing things, then we don't elect him, which we think you might not be trustworthy if you get into there, because you are doing your things we don't like. Mr. Barrow has been elected, given a trust, presiding over our national affairs.
Sure.
So it's incumbent upon him to set a good example. If he were to get assistance for the people, why don't you use the established state institutions for them to deliver these services to the people, and you remain the head of state for everybody?
That's very good. It's a very good
question.
I want to give me 1 minute. Attentively, I elaborate on this issue. We've seen government share their cakes through the budget. They allocate budget for all ministries and parastatals. They allocate everything, and it's the services that should be stipulated there. You should do this, do that, and they are totally accounted for to the National Assembly. Did you deliver to expectations or not? That is our money. Because it's a consolidated revenue. It's our money. We have right to know where that money is going to. Okay. But this is me, I'm a person, Essa. I say, okay, Lamucham Fans Club. Lamucham being the president. Because Lamucham, I've seen Lamucham as a very unique example that I can associate my association with. In order to be an umbrella body to unify everyone. Because it's an independent president, so the party is president. There is nothing wrong to name my association or my NGO after anybody, including the president. Let me say this. Can you give me the proof? No. I want to answer the question. If they have any subsequent question, they can just write to me. I'm the only one talking. Very well. That's so. There may not be only one. But there's nothing wrong with that. Provided now we have to be one job. We have we entrusted our money to executive. But the key are in the National Assembly. They are the one who is holding the key. If the money tampered there, you should ask them how it tampers. It is the store was broken or what happened. So now let them be an oversight, do their oversight functions correctly. Let them be sure to see either borrow or they will have subvented from state cover, from taxpayers' money. Then if that proof is made to a public domain, we will know that Barrow is deviating our money. Who's supposed to be spent correctly? But now, if they go outside the box and do their own money progressions and make the money, they come and big borrow for you. I need this one to do this to people. What is wrong with that? It's to complement government's efforts.
Mr. Chow, this point, the whole issue about BYM cannot actually be separated from political issues.
Well, you said BFC is a
no,
political...
No, let me come.
Yeah, that's
I'm coming. Either BYM, Barrow's Fans Club, these two people are the same. They are all supporting an individual. And that is, yes, that is the president. Whatsoever agenda or activity that they are to conduct is to capture political points. Whether BYM or Barrow Youth Movement. Because all the programs that the president is conducting, rally whatsoever, all these bodies are present. So if BYM is not a political party or whatsoever in line with politics, so why are they associating themselves with politics? And why are they talking to people in terms of politics? Why are they delivering developments to people in relation to politics? So in essence, I am saying BYM and Barrow Fans Club, these two bodies are all the same. And their core-agenda is to capture political points for the president. This is what exactly is happening. BYM, Barrow Fans Club, this is going to be a party in making.
He said that.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. A party in making. If this is established, take it from me today, these two bodies will be combined together. Their activities will be the same. I get my point. So this is exactly what is happening. So we must not mislead people. Because the people are observing what is happening in the society. These individuals are doing this. What I'm saying in essence is that our ministers, our cabinet members are entrusted. Our cabinet members are actually appointed and paid for them to deliver service for the people, development for the people. People must realize the value for money in respect to the tax that they are paying. So if this is observed, I don't know why you are naming a separate association or body out there in order, because you don't have a political party. That's why you have to use this strategy to create a body out there that can go and push your agenda, indicating people are fully aware, indicating to people that we are not a political party, we have nothing to do with politics, but instead we are here to bring development. I, as a National Assembly member, I know the problem of my people better than BYM. If they are to bring development in my constituent, why can't they come and face me? Simply, I can tell them.
Because you are an opponent.
Okay? I can simply tell them the problem of Nyamina entirely. So it can be easily addressed. If that is their agenda, they don't need to go to the people. Let them come to me. I can tell them. Me as a representative, obviously the problem, one of my core functions is representation. So obviously, as part of my representation functions, BYM, if they have any agenda in respect to development, let them face me. I can tell them.
Mr. Dampha, we are running out of time, and now what I want to ask Mr. Honorable Omar Ceesay is, we're moving on now. Already we know that we are the BYM, or whatever the new party's name will be, will have, big job on their hands.
Yeah,
they have the GDC.
To clarify,
they have the GDC, stroke UDP, and maybe APRC to fight against. So you have a big job.
We are prepared for that.
I'm going to ask the Honorable, from what we are observing, you seem to be warming up to a possible alliance with the UDP or perhaps against Mr. Barrow, because you have a common enemy. Both of you now have Mr. Barrow as economist. Is that a possibility?
Actually, I will say actually the GDC is actually going to join whosoever party in terms of 3 years or 5 years. Even come next election, this I cannot talk about now. But what I am actually saying is the GDC as a party, as soon as we officially indicate our position to the public, to the general public, then we will know how actually we are going to move forward. But at this point in time, one cannot say GDC is supporting UDP or GDC is supporting APRC, because it's a very critical issue. We are very independent and unique. as a party. Very independent and unique. Because the moment we talk, for instance, today, people will say we are supporting UDP.
Yeah, but you have a common enemy, and that's a common opposition.
Yeah.
That's Barrow.
Yes. Now, the moment you talk, people will say we are associating ourselves with UDP. Because Barrow is fighting UDP, UDP is fighting Barrow. This is what people will be saying. The moment we start talking about the issue of APRC, people now will start judging GDC because this was the acquisition that we were with.
You have no neutral ground. You have to be one.
That is why I'm saying we are independent in this, and our press release will determine our fate in this. People will know the position of the GDC.
Yeah, but do you foresee what the politicians will say, conspiracy, being cooked among GDC, APRC, UDP against Barrow? Like bury their differences and come together and put an alliance against Barrow.
I mean,
do you see that happening?
There is no way of predicting this because there are several factors here.
Like they did against Jammeh. I mean, they buried their differences and came against Jammeh.
As an observer looking from the outside, I don't see Barrow having the grounds that Mr. Dampha explained here.
That was 75% already.
I don't believe Barrow has the political capital that you suggest he has that would be so threatening to GDC, for example, to want to align with UDP against Barrow. I believe that UDP would always be a threat to any of the other political parties that exist. And I am foreseeing an alliance of the smaller parties against UDP than forming alliance with UDP against Barrow.
What you mean? You will say smaller parties will go and join Barrow against UDP? That's more likely, or?
I don't think Barrow will have an alignment.
So everybody will dump Barrow. You agree?
Yeah, it depends on your perception. I agree, and the product is dynamic.
Yeah.
You know, it's always fluctuation. You know, sometimes it's only party. When it does the trend since our independence. People became, you know, as was a new party. The time that they were formed, I said, all the parties, they came and just, you know, grabbed the ground and they led us to the independent.
But there
are here after 1994.
There are reasons for that.
I'm not accusing. I don't want to give you an overview, you know, just quickly. You know, when the idea was coming, he was not having any party. He was not having any party. But the same people who just came from PPP and CPI, they joined him. He formed APRC as a fluctuation. Okay, even UDP, there was no party called UDP before.
Yes.
There are the same people who just came together, you know, from these people and just, you know, combine and make UDP as a party. So Barrow also is coming to me. If he came, people will be coming from other parties and join him. They form a party. And they have a call. Then we move on.
The reason why
let me say this.
The reason why I don't believe parties will align with Barrow is not because I don't think he can potentially form a party and he can potentially have supporters. The reason why I think parties will not align with him is because he has already set an example that he is not to be trusted to be a political ally.
Okay. That's what. Okay, that's the point of clarification. I want to leave. You know what happens? Why this coalition? There was something happening in this country before. There was no level playing field for all political parties. That's happened. Now it's going to be according to this new constitution, new electoral laws. There will be absolute majority.
But listen, if you talk about level in the ground, one of the keys was the coalition have drawn up to ensure the level in the ground was for their winning candidate never to run in the election that followed immediately.
That's what I'm saying. Now, after these 5 years, it's over.
Now that's when it will be level.
No, it will be level. It is even level now at the moment because that's how nobody will say that I want the very it's very level at the moment. The very doctrine.
No, you can't say that.
It's level.
Now listen, the very doctrine the coalition actually, you know, preached us on is that it will only be level when, ideally,
you mean an incumbency?
Yeah, when our candidate doesn't compete in the election that immediately follows.
Yes.
If you are now saying that is level, we will say no, it's not a level because here is the incumbent now, who, as you yourself said, is trying to get people from all the parties, and then because because he's in power, he can offer you a job, Mr. Dampha, I can say, for example, and you recommend Mr. Cham in Burford, he has a lot of following, and made Minister of Youth and Sports, and then so the incumbent can be using those state privileges to people and get them to build his political empire. And that's what the coalition said they will not do.
That's what I'm saying.
And that's what
I'm saying. When the coalition said that, there's a lot of clauses that was not honored. Right? Now we follow the constitution, period. And the constitution did not stop the president to extend his mandate beyond even 5.
No, exactly. No. But this is the point.
Isn't that?
No, that is the point. Excuse me.
Isn't that not now listen, I'm coming. You have the final say. Isn't that not where the problem is?
That's where the problem is.
Now, even people, whereas people who may have understood Mr. Barrow on the position of 3 years, they will not readily accept or agree with him seeking for another term. Is that not where the problem is? I mean, I'm telling you that there are a lot of people who feel that actually if Mr. Barrow could come out and tell the people, look, this 3 years thing is nonsense. I'm going to serve 5 years, but I will not contest subsequently. All this
my come down.
I'm saying that. I understand your point. That's right.
Let me just answer.
He has what we need, the wherewithal to stop all this insanity.
You see, Mr. Cham, let me say this, Mr.
The question is for me.
Whether that's not
you're talking about two things.
Yeah.
Constitutionality and morality.
So he will not go.
He will not constitutionality. He will not constitution. There is nothing like what is governing the country is constitution. Right? Constitution did not stop you from contesting again. If constitution stops you from contesting, then we know that you are violating the rule, because why we call impunity? If you exercise your power below the constitutional limit, that's where it will be arrested. You understand? But now to say, okay, I think that is fine, like you can suggest this way, I suggest that way. And we ultimately, what will guide us, what will just give us our own say? That's the constitution. And it's the voice of the champion, because we went to referendum to have the constitution in place.
See, Mr. Cham, key issue about the key agreement about the coalition is to end self-perpetuating rules. This is what actually we want to eradicate. I see the point. That is why the coalition was able to at least determine how many years will the president serve. One of the arguments that was actually observed by the president Barrow, if suppose he actually didn't do, then he would have not been the candidate. That is to resign from his party. He fulfilled that argument, that point. From there, the other point is coming up. That is for him to step down after 3 years. After 3 years,
that's not likely. So you are saying, here's an example.
No, I'm coming.
I said the 3 things is: 1, he resign from whatever group he comes.
Which he does.
That is done.
Yes.
He should step down after 3
years.
Apparently that doesn't look likely. And he should not contest, which doesn't even look likely.
Good.
So Mr. Barrow is sending two signals that people are...
No, but let me say this. During this period, if suppose any one of them would have stand and say, I will rule for 5 years, you will not have been accepted as a candidate, not more a flag bearer. This is very certain. Have you always said this place?
Mr. Barrow had said at the convention that, look, for me, if you elect me, I will go for 5. I'm not.
You will not be accepted as a.
What are agreements at the states?
Let me complete.
First to allow to come and convert the meeting to discuss on how to go about this.
No, we are just
how to select the flag bearer.
Third.
What is that? The third that is comprising this MOU, how to govern, the tenure, and our agendas that we go.
Now, what is it? Let's know this question.
That was captured in MOU, but the first second did not capture in MOU.
Now, what is it?
Which is what?
To calling all the parties to come and join.
Now, that's the first 3 years and not contesting.
You know, the first letter was sent to all the parties to come and.
No, that is not my point of argument. I am saying
how to go about the convention. That is the second point. Where the 70 delegates compare. And you will resign from your party. It's at that clause. So from there, when we go with all that clause now, we have to face the reality, because now we have our flag bearer. That's the area how to govern. There was more than 9 committees of good governance, reconciliation, foreign affairs, reform agendas. Lot of it's like a ministry. It's not like a set of cabinet. Was there? There's a lot of papers that we need to analyze. So that analysis will be better organized 3 years And let not comprise the of the transitional system.
Now, is that an excuse? Is it a valid excuse that just because the coalition materials or the coalition instruments were all ignored, should that be an excuse for me now to entrench myself in power? Because the instruments that should have followed are not happening anymore.
You are not entrenching. You know what? We have to use constitution as a guide, as a guide. How do you go entrench?
You can entrench yourself legally.
Let me just define possible. Let me just define this.
It's not possible.
It's not possible. Let me just define the entrenchment. Yeah. I don't understand.
He was winning 4-5 elections. He claimed to have won.
That's what I'm saying. He entrenched himself because the national constitution, that was a time limit. That was a time limit.
He had no moral.
No, let me tell you.
He had no moral.
No, 1997 constitution, there was a time limit in it.
That's what I'm
saying. He just abolished everything. Now he entrenched himself.
That's right.
Mr. John, let me conclude by saying
this. Now limit for the president. I'm going to abolish it now to go right.
The coalition has.
But as far as the time limit, there's no entrenchment.
But hasn't the coalition set themselves a moral time limit?
That's for the 3 years.
No, that is 3 years.
That's the 3 years.
So that's it. If you
that's it.
So if
now you want moral and constitutionality. Because no Supreme Court.
Mr. John, let me conclude by saying this. Let me conclude by saying this.
Any moral conflict with the constitution? Yeah, okay, finally.
You see, all these two individuals, these two bodies, 3 years, 5 years, they are all within the jurisdiction of the constitution. If the members of the 3 years are actually advocating for President Barrow to respect the 3 years mandate or term, the constitution allows the president to step down and decide. You are not citing that provision of the constitution. No, excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Let me just complete saying this. Let me just complete this. So that is one part of the argument. Two, those that are actually saying 5 years, people who constituted the coalition, they knew very well what the constitution was talking about this. That is not a point of argument. Now what I'm saying is this. One of the arguments was fulfilled by the president. That is the resigning from your political party. Two, we are now at a very critical stage that the president doesn't want to step down after 3 years. And that was another agreement. Now here we are moving forward. If that one should exit, the president should exit from 3 years to 5 years. We also have another counter, another problem coming ahead. That is the president contesting in the next election. That is also another challenge. Now, in any agreement, there are stages to be followed. And there are negotiations that one can always conduct. This you can always do. If you cannot fulfill agreement 1, you can negotiate agreement 2. Now, if the president is not actually willing to step down after 3 years, the president can negotiate with the Gambian people. That here I am. I have plans to complete that my reform. That is the reform agendas. There is no president that can complete all your programs within your tenure. It's not possible. So, in fact, that is not a point of agreement. It's not convincing at all. To say we are yet to complete our reform agendas, that does not sound well to me. All the programs that we are implementing now is from the former regime. Take it from me. The projects we are implementing is from the former regime. Now, let me say this. Now, if they are saying they're going to step down after 3 years, why can't they have agreement with the people to fulfill agreement 3? To say, come next election, I will not contest. This can be done.
Honorable Omar Ceesay, thank you very much for your contribution. And that's what I want to give you the last word too, even though I don't want to be a dictator, I want to stop it. But very quickly, what he is saying, you just bring your final observations on that. Wouldn't you have saved the country from all this insanity by just saying, look, I cannot respect agreement 2, which is 3 years, because I have a lot of things to do and it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
But certainly agreement 3, definitely I will not seek election. The country would be peaceful, there will be sanity, the people will be more patriotic to join his bandwagon and develop the country and more concentrate on the national interest than partisan interest. If he does that today, don't you think definitely that would be more beneficial to Gambians than to insist that he will go after 3 years, after 5 years? People have, a government that should have really concentrated on addressing issues is now busy politicking. Nothing has been done. Wouldn't you think Mr. Barrow definitely can save the nation from all this tension and insanity by dropping the, although yes we agree, he has the right to contest as a politician. Everybody has a right. But people sacrifice things. Leaders inspire, sacrifice personal gains for the good of the people. Halifa Saleh, Hussein Odawa, or how do you call it, Hamad Ba, or Lamin Bojang of NCP, all sacrificed in 26. They know that any one of them is better than Jammeh. They know that. They all agree that any one of them is better than, even Mama Kande appreciated. When Jammeh wanted to go, they wanted to recruit him on their side to challenge the election results, to discredit the argument of the coalition. You know that, but Mama Kande knew that, look, I may not agree with these coalition people, but any one of them is better than Jammeh. That's it. People sacrifice principles for the good of the all. Is Mr. Barrow not capable of doing this?
Very well. I really argue very loud and clear.
Yeah.
In any prevailing situation, the supreme principle is the Constitution of the Republic of the Gambia.
If
anybody violates if anybody, any leader suppress that one or deviate that one, you become dictator. You become irrelevant, you become moralist. But if you always stick to that constitutional clause, then you are a very relevant and a very mature and a very powerful and principled leader.
Fantastic.
That's my
fantastic note to end.
I have so much to say, but I'm not going to say them because it's going to open up a new conversation that we're going to get past there. What I have to say is that a constitution is made for the people. The constitution can never be against the people. It is the people who has the power and the sovereignty in any nation. It is the people that vote for their representatives, whether it is in the executive or the National Assembly. If the people are the people who vote for you, who do not vote for you, who agree with you, who do not agree with you. So the people is a single body. Any section of that single body that disagrees with you, that has a different view from you, that view should be respected. You cannot say they are irrelevant. They are not irrelevant. Especially when they are trying to hold you accountable. You owe it to yourself, you owe it to the people to come back to them and negotiate with them and dialogue with them. So a person like a president cannot self-perpetuate himself into power the way that we're going about it. It's for the good of the country that we have this conversation and we continue to have this conversation.
Wow, thank you very much, Nima Kamara, lecturer at the Gambia, University of the Gambia, that is. And Honorable Omar Ceesay, the National Assembly member for Nyamine East, and of course the Honorable Essa Dampha, who is a political aide to President Barrow and chairman of the Media Committee for the Coalition 2016 in West Coast. Thank you very much for the program, and to you out there who've been following us since we started after midday. Now, until we come back next week, I'm Lamin Cham, wishing you have a great weekend.
ñëw ak yéen rek skincare plus nara jàkkaarloo ak yéen waxtaan ak yéen tuuti rek si suñu tube suñu baax emuñ rek ci ay diw waaye comme ni ngeen ko xamee rek dañoo yëngu ci ay tube te yënguwuñ nag si just any tube suñ tube bu nekk 5 star jas na la 5 star jas na mooy jas na bi gën a pire moom la ñoo tube palmaan bi gën a fort moom la ñoo liggéeyee ñun rek si tube dara du doy day des not only dañoo tube but bu la neexee ñu tuubal la ba pare nag ñawal la. We're not all about skin. We are skin, care, and the plus does come in so many different ways.
No, ini bara. Alright, okay. Welcome.
Basically, lot of Lala Mialonko is cool, man, that I can really relax.
What the madam?
Yeah, that's
what the madam?
Yeah.
Let them do somebody.
That's right.
Grand Villa.
Kamu jadi Grand Villa.
That's fine.
Selamat. Yes. No.
Yeah, actually, a lot of people are basically Mialonko is very relaxed. So it's basically that I can understand. It's very relaxed.
Never need say what? Media, Nena Grand Villa is the best guest house in the Gambia.
Beji andikam Grand Villa Guest House. Na labungul bebe senyaring adum na bungul bebe nyarandiring coming ibe la fila ila suwe taranyame. Ntel Grand Villa na kiliano la lafino wala mukamwati ntel kam. Na ye sabati Grand Villa yela kodo na fa kalamuta.
Oh man, this is like a paradise.
I know.
I so much love this place.
Thank you.
Trust me, I love this place.
You can move somebody and you're watching what?
Yeah.
Having done and know the Gambia Grand Villa.
I tell you. I love this place. Okay. I love this place, man. Oh yeah.
Ni lefta na kuo keso sotola. Futama Oljuntum Paradise Estate. Mbaya kumandiroke 7527-218. Wale futana website oto www.grandvillaguesthouse.com. Grand Villa Guest House.
Dreaming of owning a property in a prime location with great proximity and fantastic neighborhood? EJ Investments Sanyang Seaview Estate is the best choice you have been waiting for. Our Sanyang Seaview Estate is approximately 15 minutes drive away from the busy hub of Busubi roundabout and into the heart of nature, where you can have a peaceful and relaxed lifestyle with your family. You can buy a finished 4-bedroom story with 5-year flexible payment plan or a service plot with 2-year payment plan option. With over 300 homes, you will enjoy big tar roads with covered drainage, modern electrification with solar street lights, gated entrance with security post, and a breath-catching experience of our beautiful sea view and lake view. You can own a home today at our Sanyang Seaview Estate. Call us today on 446-4838 or 325-9220. Visit our website on ejinvestments.net. EJ Investments, first in property.
yara nyilla domoro kadiyata
boy janno sikes restaurant
sign na ko be ni na dimbal nimbe domoro kala janno
domoro seneyata adiyata topotoro fanan kende ma bije luntan during tamala abeka domoro ki janni adi manda wala de te ka we bijele anim fanan ka fadi jang ikono e fa e ka fa minne ko pastry anim bakery iko fanan be kalele badde lomba conference lomba workshop lomba ye fo pendin lo dunia kono domoro betama nyillom international o toda number 1
amanke ba domoro jandama
esa domo jang is atariya
awo mu kubandi
sa na ko sa futandin
oto sa na ko be mu CK's restaurant
dafa na janna mu yat ni manje dorom bijam
aban
CK's restaurant, known for best quality food and customer satisfaction.
na broda min ba Europe Mr. Conte nka bo wala kol kan sai na so ko na mano ban ta jabo ban ta tulo ban sai ka bo kol kan anda ka ba office ko na ba dama bulo mutarin ba ka ta funtula no ni kon batu ngane ta ya puri ma ko do man dinga ta mano sani tulo ni jam
mun da be tan la broda man balwo service kalam
mun service
balwo service
ni da foronte mo kalam
mun da a fela broda ko abitala internet ol aya ba site la woldo balwo.com na wo sajje a apu nga ba download la telephone lo na be sandiro to ni wal na be sidin ala office ko ndama manjar pour ay ta bank ko kodoki abe sidin office ko da minto ito message so ya telephone ko no e piti ko be Gambia dawda piti ko ba belo ko ta no dawda yeta fe ko tawo wodama
yala bari wo service na ta mo da han na ta nyole be kan fi janna bro dan ka ko ayo